Hello, my name is Marcus. I'm the compiler of a collection of therapy quotes entitled 1001 Windmills of the Mind, a collection of advanced self-help quotes taken from philosophical, the psychoanalytical, the psychoanalytic perspective, which long ago, as transferred to by some, perhaps many, as philosophical medicine and narrative medicine. I'm trying out a new phone here for the first time in over 6 years. This is a second-hand phone back in 2018 or something. Very affordable price. So I want to see if it works. I'll do one video using this phone. In its day, back in its day, it was considered a high-end phone. The Huawei Y5. But this is really well used. So let's see if it still works. I like it because it has the compact size, the smaller size. So that's why I chose that kind of thing. So if it doesn't look or sound too good on the playback, I'll look for something else. I wanted to do one video in this way to see how it works. Okay, so let's so however it turns out, if it's really disaster, I'll redo the video. But we've got some good quotes coming up, so stay tuned. In this video, and if it doesn't work, stay tuned in the next video. So in this video here, I want to run through just some brief, I don't know, short definitions, but said in a kind of poetic way about psychoanalysis, basically. So these will be just some one-liners. I found a little thoughtful, some of them. They're really to the point, almost like aphorisms, really. And so I'll run through roughly 50, which is the pattern we've been doing lately. And hopefully 10% based on the 90-10 rule. Hopefully you'll find 5 that give a little insight, a little aha, a little encouragement. That's pretty good in psychoanalysis. If you get 10% of the material help you, give you curiosity, empathy, understanding, and that's a huge progress. Yeah, the difference with this phone is my old phone, the Honor 8S, had a plastic back, like you can hold it, you can grip it easily. This is all metallic. I feel like it's slipping already, right? This will be easier to drop kind of thing. So let me just check things out here. It's still recording, okay. I'm curious to see if the battery's gonna hold out. It's got more storage, this one, so storage won't be a problem. The question will be battery and how it sounds on the playback. And is it in sync? Like there's a visual and the audio line up. I think it's more or less okay, right? All right. So let me do it this way. Normally I do an overview of the core points. I'm gonna maybe skip it this time around until I get settled in with the new phone here. And I'll go back to the introductions. They're excellent introductions, I think. Projective Identification, give the all hope for better childhood past, consent to the trauma to take place, stop looking for the perfect one, which is like a mirage of a ghost haunting you, didn't get it, look for the perfect one to resume development. Okay, that's your fantasy Bond idea. The perfect one. Well, it's like a kind of a fantasy that the baby, it is perfect for the baby to be blissfully one with the mother. And somebody, a real human's going to be the blissfully one in the present. So a lot of these perfect match things. And people have a transition when they give that hope, when they give up hope for that, then the real stuff begins, because now you got to face and integrate and heal and have a reality of the situation versus trying to still create the blissful thing, still in the past like that. So in the introductory, we talk about repetition compulsion, symbolic acting out, all fixations, fantasy Bond, either or, identification aggressor, Gaussian DL1, a little bit about Mahler's work and Janoff and Grosstein and Ogden and Masterson and Fairbairn and Klein and several others like that. I recommend. Yesterday at the hotel, that was okay. It was a self-help kind of mode, but if you don't mind some fluffy self-help ideas, that was sort of the lightest material was done yesterday. But I also ran through 50 sort of little, 50 little mini insights, like self-help insights, a little deeper about grief and about just the life in general. And then before that, 2 videos ago, was a little bit of a Karen Horney's theory, a general theory, just an overarching theory that people tend to move towards people in a hopeful pleaser thinker. Okay, that's too much pain. The child learns to withdraw. They move away from people. Chronic to enrage, final pathway against. So people tend to move towards, away, or against. So I did the against one, the bully one, and maybe we'll see how it goes today here. It's Sunday, it's going to be busy here, so maybe not, and I'll save it for next time. So coming up in the future, in the pipeline, we'll do Karen Horney's other 2 trends, or what people do, move away and move toward us, the hope and all, pleaser, clinger, away, leave me alone kind of thing. That's your shell, hiding in your shell. They're just lonely like that. And the against one, they can't do it. They can't trust or connect. They can't withdraw. They're always just against, moving against. It's a sad one like that. So we covered that one. And then prior to that, I did 4 marathons before that. Check out the videos, those 4 videos prior to the last, not the last one, but the 4 prior to those 2. Those 4 I thought were pretty good. In particular, 1, 2, and 4 of those 4 were excellent. We covered a lot of insights, a lot of interpretations. You know, you got a pattern, when did it begin? That's why you're doing what you're doing. You got a pattern, do it again and again. And maybe you guess it began when it began, and that's why you're doing what you're doing. So you want to catch a live here and now example of your pattern and why it began. And sometimes the dream can, oh, somebody's filming me here. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if they're filming me or they just want the environment here. A little awkward here. Okay, it's, should I wave? In a public park, you're gonna get these kind of things, right? I'm not used to the idea. I'm not David Cassidy. I don't know how we did it. 70,000 studio people. I don't know how we did it. I just saw a little bit about David Cassidy, his story. A lot of fun pop songs. My goodness, those early pop songs are excellent. What are those nights? You know, what are those nights? Something like that. Yes, love. What are those nights? I woke up this morning, something like that. And I'll meet you halfway. Is that the one? And a few others. We play his solo song. One of his songs as a solo is called "Lying to Myself." That's a great song. I played it sometimes. Okay, enough about. Oh, he's still filming. Oh, jeez, it's still going on. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, never mind. I want to focus on the important point here, which is as beginning now. Okay, check out the next stretch of one-liners. Over 50. I'm just saying 50. It might be a little more. And your mission, submitted for your approval consideration, should you choose to accept it, is identified. Which 10% give you a little spark? Write it down, collect it, send it to your friend, ask your friend, do any of these? Do you see any of these in me? Do you recognize any of these in me? I did an exercise where I chose 5 out of a list that I thought are interesting. I want your feedback. Feedback, please. Do you recognize any of these points in me? And maybe you'll get some feedback, some affirmation, then you get a little aha like that. You want to witness in your journey like that. So it's good to share what you're learning. Somebody you trust, of course, like that. So shall we begin? All right, let's begin here. All right, here we go. Okay, let me settle in here. It's a great song, my goodness. It's funny about this song. As long as I keep talking, I confuse the copyright issue. I can play it, but if I pause and let the song play, it's blocked. I can't. Okay, or should I just turn it off? Yeah, on second thought. Hang on. Let me change it to a song that I won't have to worry about the copyright issue. Just do it quietly. Okay, just do it quietly. All right, let's do it quietly. All right, here we go. So I'm going to read these zingers here. Zingers or insights. They're very short, similar to yesterday, similar format to yesterday. They're very short sentences. They were kind of fluffier. These are a little more specific. So I quite like this batch here. See what you think. Okay, number 1. The dream as myth. Dreams are, so it's a sentence prefaced by a little mini title, right? Okay, so the title here is The Dream is Myth. Dreams are not wish fulfillments. They are personal myths that try to heal the soul. Okay, so that's one of the functions of dreaming that we don't really appreciate too much. It's like Poseidon is trying to work things through, trying to reveal to you a pattern. It's like this in your soul today. Showing you the theme, what you're trying to feel. It's trying to process. It's like a wave. Like in the Odyssey, the ocean was talking to the guy. Come on, listen to your dreams. Listen. So Odysseus was stubborn in the beginning. What are you talking about? Who are you, Poseidon? I'm the flow. I'm the flux. I'm the unconscious, the water, healing energies, healing forces. I'm a spokesperson for this healing effort to try to. I got to connect with it. I don't need you. Yes, you do. No, I don't. There's a little battle later in the film. All right. I'm willing to listen. Good. now we can begin. So you have to connect with your inner life. We live in these two worlds: primary process thinking, secondary mentation, okay, unconscious, conscious. Okay. So the dream world, you get a clue to it when you wake up in the morning. Write down your notes, and those notes on a piece of paper. You say to yourself, "It's like this in my soul today." That's what the unconscious self is saying. It's like this in your soul today. And you look for a pattern, a relational pattern. It's trying to bring it up to you. Okay, on another topic, yes, sometimes I think it is wish fulfillment. It just makes you feel better. So you have your stress, have some happy dream, feel better. It doesn't. So there's my understanding of there's at least two levels here. There's the wish fulfillment where you feel better in your dreams. And as a deeper thing, where we're trying to work something through, process through, trying to make it to your attention, to feel what you're going to feel, trying to move things along, trying to get you to back into yourself. There's a healing effort in the dream, bro, right? So this is the innate process for healing. So this sentence just focuses on that. The dream is myth. Dreams are not just, I missed that. Dreams are not just wish fulfillment. So that's what we normally think, wish fulfillment. Oh, I wish I had this happen. I wish this could happen. Have a dream, have a happy dream. Oh, I feel better. So it just compensates for your disappointment in your day. Maybe you want to have a homeostasis. So your day was miserable. You might have a pleasant dream to compensate, or you might have a sad dream to reflect the miserable day. There's two things on it. The point is, just like in a myth, like an Odyssey, you treat it like a dream. So just as like all of us has a general myth, that's like a dream for everybody, that we can all relate to, we can all tap into. It's a common universal pattern of everybody's personal dream. But everybody's got a personal dream. That's like a personal myth. So everybody's in Odysseus, everybody's got a personal myth like that. But we have myths and fairy tales in our collection, anthology, and we can all relate to it. So that's like a general pattern that we all share individually. So that point, I think, is worth highlighting, right? The dream is myth. Dreams are not just wish fulfillments, they are personal myths, like mythology. Okay? So myths are true, and so this inner life, this dream world, okay, it's a different language in there, topsy-turvy, no time, condensation, flip-flop, up is down. There's no time, no space. So when you wake up in the morning, get a snippet, a dream sequence, you're surprised. You might be surprised. How did that happen? Something from my childhood, something from yesterday, something from TV or something, in one little kind of scene like that. Well, some emotion might be transferred to somebody. Okay, that can stand for that. That could be a verse of that. And what you got is, because quote unquote manifested to you. And the manifest sometimes called a screen, because it screened out what you couldn't handle. So you got what you could handle, screened out what you couldn't. And in the dreamer you, so there's the dreamer in you that does the dreaming, and there's the you that recognizes the dream. Like there's two kind of sides, right? So there's the dreamer in you that's doing the dreaming. And how does that go again? The one who does the dreaming and the one who recognizes the dream. Is that it? Something like that. So there's two. We live in these two worlds, right? The dreamer world, there's the dreamer doing the dreaming, and there's us in the consciousness, and we're the dreamer who recognizes the dream sent by the dreamer in us. That used to have a bridge. We gotta have a communication. Tai Chi symbol, yin yang symbol, moon and sun, night and day, masculine. For this back and forth between the brains, the left brain, right brain, feeling, thinking. You gotta have a harmony in your systems. Like trauma fragments things, so you deny feelings, so you don't. So you fragment the knowledge of the trauma, separate from the feeling of the trauma. You can't heal if you fragment the knowledge of the trauma with the feeling of the trauma. That's what happens with pain. You separate the feeling from the thinking, then it's separate. Then you can't know. If you can't know what happened, then you can't feel what happened. You want to now know what you couldn't have known, so you can then feel what you couldn't have felt. You need the linking for that. So the dreams are trying to link things up, trying to line things up for you. A little bit. So we talked about the Odyssey. Check out the Odyssey. A major collection in our series psychological interpretations, a myth of fairy tale. Odyssey recently, another one that Robert Bly likes to tell, numbered 100 in the Grimm's collection, the Sudi brother one, but the one with the pots and all that. Interesting. He tells it in that you can easily find that it's called Male Naivete. He's interviewed by some guy, and he tells it during that time. It seems like one of his favorite tales. Robert Bly tells numerous fairy. His wife was a Jungian analyst, so he learned from there as well. He's not a shrink himself, but he manages to synthesize and make it fun and clear for people. So he's leader of the men's movement, introducing to men. You know, men, psychology and mythology and poetry, you know, we can kind of put it all together. Mythopoetic movement, it can help us know ourselves. So we need all the help we can get. So let's put it all together like that. So he kind of tried to put things together by blending psychoanalysis, okay, Jungian and Freud and Jung and myths and self-help and practical things and, you know, ancient traditional traditions and things like that. Okay. So the key one is the idea is, one technique is in the morning, wake up, you write your scribble your notes, and then you recognize that your unconscious self, your secret self, your double self, your shadow self, the one who walks with you, who's not like you, who is you. Someone's living my life, I know nothing about him. I'm already worried about the battery. Can I check the battery while this is on? 93. Oh my God. You're kidding. Did I start at 90? Oh my God, did I start at 100? Well, maybe I started at 90. Okay, I'm gonna have to check the battery. I got the backup battery just in case. I really wanna make sure this, my other phone I only have 2 hours in the battery. So this will be the key thing here, if I can get at least 3 hours on this battery. All right. It's the same size. It's maybe, it feels slightly heavier, not much, maybe a little heavier. Yeah. It's slipperier, like if I'm sweaty a little bit, it's easier to drop. Like with the plastic, it holds easier, right? It's a nice phone. It's got a gold frame kind of thing, gold colored frame, Huawei Y5, I think, yeah. Let's see how it goes. It's got more storage. And the person who had it before, whoever had it before, used it a lot. Like it's well worn, but it's sturdy. Like I feel like it's still kind of in good shape. Okay, I guess the battery is the key thing. If it's gonna overheat I gotta check if it's gonna overheat in the back or something. Okay, let's see how it goes. If it works, what a bargain! I got this for just for minimal, you know, for the price of I don't know. A box of oranges or something, basically a crate of oranges, I don't know. Really minimal price, a great little deal. These older phones that people don't want anymore, you can get them for a good price, right? Okay, the dream is myth. Dreams are not just wish fulfillments, they are personal myths. So you respect that, like we respect the whole fairy tale, like like Snow White. We respect the Snow White story, the Odyssey story, or Rapunzel. We respect these stories, right? They reflect our inner life. Myths and fairy tales are code for inner life. They reflect our psychological trauma. The motifs of myths and fairy tales are code for our psychological patterns and dynamics within. Inside is personifications, characters of persona. So all these aspects you poof into a character, represent like a spokesperson for something in you like that. You know, so if you miss your soul, the golden ball, the inner gold, golden ball goes down the well. Things like that. That feeling real and alive. The anima, your soul, the princess could be like it's locked in a tower, soul's missing. Things like that, right? And then the problem with trauma, either or, the goddess and demon. So babies need paradise of the mother. If that's failed, he's got to hold on to the hope. If it's too failed, well, he imagines the perfect version of himself to fill in for the good mother. It's called narcissism. And then the reality, the mother's missing, so mother hurts him, but he's got to tie to the mother. He's got to be enraged at her and rebounds back at himself. That's a poof monster. That's his either or idea, goddess and demon. So babies cope. They're geniuses to figure out a quote unquote wise baby. I just learned this morning. Yeah, why they're wise baby? They're very wise. Figure out a way. They adapt, right? So we got to thank ourselves. So we're all meant to thank ourselves for coping as we did. Thank ourselves for being skillful and wise to survive our trauma. Problem is that trauma freezes things. Okay, the time, click, frozen. Imagine a clock frozen. The clock stops and the clock is frozen. Trauma freezes everything. Okay? And then you're bound with this frozen, fixated, frozen trauma. And you're bound, spell, hypnotized, spell, bound. Okay, now you're frozen there. So your inner life, your feeling self, your ontological self, your vital self, your true self, your core self, who you'd be had you been love self, your golden ball, the feminine, the kingdom within, the sense of self, all that stuff, everything's on hold, called stunted development, arrested development. I just heard that David Cassidy guy this morning. He said that in an interview, he said that the fame came like so strongly to him, and he felt it was so overwhelming, he likened it to a trauma. And his personal inner development froze. He said he experienced a certain arrested development at that time when he became famous as a teenager, like that. It's interesting that he said that. He thought that way. Like, and then that's why he kind of freaked out and tried to break free from it, because he wanted to find it personal, because there's an inner yearning to find yourself. So he was always avoiding himself, a lot of family problems, and lost his weight kind of thing. And then it kind of then he couldn't, and then it really, his personal sense of self was further compounded, you know, with the immensity of the stardom that he had, right? And oh, here's our Japanese stuff. Yeah, it's much more slipperier with this thing. Yeah, that's a huge difference. Okay, maybe you should hold some tissue or something with it. Okay. I might be dropping this phone a few times. I'll get used to this. Okay. Where are we? David Cassidy, arrested development. Yeah. So trauma arrests your development. When we say developmental arrest, it means the feeling self. Feeling real and alive, that quality of feeling real and alive. Okay, this quality of feeling real and alive, also known as the activation of the emotional body, the humming and the aliveness of the emotional body. The emotional body's alive, radiant, like sun, a golden ball, right? All that's frozen, suspended, put on hold, flash frozen kind of thing. Okay, frozen woolly mammoth image, snow in a comb image, Rapunzel on the tower. Sometimes the princess morphs into a bird and flies away. Crack, Miss Core gets yanked down. Chasm, swoon, numb. So now you're not operating from the feeling stuff. You're not operating from the ontological security, safety, inner safety. You feel a void and empty. Well, it's numbed over, but underneath you feel this, what they call it, disintegration anxiety, annihilation anxiety. You feel this immense emptiness, immense pain, the void, and all that stuff. Well, it's numbed over out of mercy. The brain says the swoon. Emily Dickinson, there's a pain so utter, swallows substance up, then the person goes into a swoon. The swoon, the endorphin, the mercy numbing, spongy numbing, puts you in a stupor. So it's a mercy thing to not feel the pain, not getting your needs met. It's pain to not feel, right? We sacrifice our feeling to get along with the survival thing with going on with the mother. Okay, now why is it such a jungle with her? Why is it so dangerous with her? Why is basic trust broken with her? Because she's in the past with her trauma unresolved, and her present is still her past. She regards the present as a mirage, new addition, recreation of her past, hoping for a better path. She's so blind to the child in the present because she only sees herself in the past, not seeing the child. Child crying, upset. Mother, I'm upset here. I'm not, Mr. Toon, Malatoon, what are you doing to me? And all upset. You can't be angry with me, baby. Then the baby's anger, which is cry for love, block, rebounds in. That anger poofs to a monster. So the fantasy bond, goddess, monster. Now he's dealing with this issue of psychic splitting, either or, thinking everything or nothing, because babies need the paradise for a certain period of time. That's crashed. He's holding on to the fantasy of it, dealing with the monster like that, and then the pain of then when that's pressed on a 45, the circuit is pressed on a 45. Metaphorically speaking, says Edmund Berger. Oh boy, this flag. I'm gripping this phone so tightly because I'm sweating. Oh my God. Maybe I should get some tissue. Hang on, let me get some tissue. Oh, what about this? Oh, a sec. Yeah, I'm being a little lazy here today. Okay, let's see if this one little single piece of tissue will minimize the sweating. Minimize it. Give me a little bit of a grip here. Is that going to work? This phone easily turns off. I had it on before, And if you're not careful, it shuts out so easily. Okay, still recording. I'm curious to see how this turns out on the playback, because I never really tested it properly. Okay, so where are we here? Yeah, the mother's in a frozen time in her past, so the present's still her past. She uses the present to recreate a mirage-like repetition of the past, hoping for a better past. She's preoccupied with unprocessed trauma. She's in pain. She wants a proper outcome. She wants her mother's love. She wants to resume develop. She's in pain. She'll get out of the pain. She wants mother in the past. She might even turn to the baby. Baby, you mother me. Oh, baby's overflow. I can't be your mother. He's stressed out by this. Maybe she shames the baby to blow off steam. Oh my God, what are you doing to me, mother? Maybe she shames the baby in a fantasy called the Faustian idea that if she actively shames the baby, it'll undo that she was passively shamed by her mother. Nonsense. Shaming of the baby doesn't undo that she was shamed by her mother. And there's a whole long list of old cunning tales of how it is the mother's misattuned, malattuned, psychologically aggressive or hurtful to the baby, can't mirror, can't see, soul blind. There's a quick phrase, the mother's soul blind, because she's narcissistic, impaired, she has no sense of self. The mother needs a sense of self to have soul vision, soul sight for the kid. You know, the baby needs mother's mirroring and all this stuff, and soothing and sweetness and reverie and consideration, training and tuning. It's all missing like that. So, because of that, the child's going to express his anger. Anger's a cry for love. Then the mother says, you can't be angry with me. Who do you think you are? Anger turns in on himself. The anger turns in on himself is the cry for mother's love. That binds him there, frees him, like a frozen but still going on, but frozen, it's painful. Okay, the problem here is he has the fantasy bond that one day he'll find a perfect mate, let's say, or something loves him all the time, and you can fill in for cookies and food and fantasy items and so on and so forth. That's a whole topic on the fantasy bond issue. Robert Firestone contributes to that one. And then somebody said recently, if you're too cynical, if it's too painful, I don't believe in that stuff. The way you fill in a perfect version of yourself, that's called narcissism, he said. Interesting theory about that. Anyways, so you have that going on one side called the fantasy bond, your anger, crying for mother's love, block rebounding him, having the status that you're still trying to get mother's love. Fantasy bond, still trying to get mother's love. The fantasy suspends you with the hope idea, but you're still crying for love. But the act of crying for mother's love hurts you. It's painful. Bergner says, baby's a genius, wise baby. Or not wise, I don't know why they call that. Is that Frenzy's phrase? Who said that, wise? I've never used that before. I saw it today, the wise baby phrase. Oh, it's not a wise, just genius baby, clever baby, I don't know, resourceful baby, the super resourceful, super adaptive, ingenious, yeah, I guess he's a genius. The super resourceful, inventive, the inventive baby says to himself, if I gotta continue this issue of waiting for mother to love you, waiting for mother to love me, but the way to do it is to hate myself, have to criticize myself. Now, why is the baby criticizing himself? Why isn't he criticizing your mother? Once again, mother said, you can't be angry at me. It's all about me. Oh, okay, criticize himself. What does that mean? The cry for love is oral rage, devouring, desperate. Block, turns in himself. Okay, what's that cry? He wants the connection. Okay, when he turns it to himself, it's never enough. Insatiable, always wrong. That's why the inner critic is never happy, never placated, never satisfied, because the baby cannot be his own mother. The baby cannot mother himself, so, right? The mother, he can't, it's a two people thing, though. It's got to be a mother for the baby. Baby needs to be mothered by a mother. He can't like suddenly magically mother himself, you know, but that's what he's doing. He said, you're a failure, no good. You didn't fail, you didn't mother him. You're attacking, no good. So this constant pain of your anger to your mother, attacking yourself, immense pain. He'd perish with this constant pain, immense amount. Imagine all the stress like that. So Bergner says, he theorizes, what happens is, okay, when you repeat and search for symbols of mother, it triggers some good memories of when you were safe with mother. Those happy chemicals blended with the pain. This phenomenon is called the libidinalization of pain, or the pleasurization of pain, called psychomasochism. But this is now dependent, it's now addictive, you're dependent on searching for symbols about it. Now when you repeat the cry for love, you got to search for a symbol, but it's going to fail. We know it's going to fail. Mother betrayed, mother failed, it's going to fail. Cookie will fail, cookie will betray, etc. But, let's wait for these people to pass here. Sometimes they get a little distracted here. Go to the 6 videos ago, marathon #1 towards the end, about interesting some new topics we added. Hopefully we'll pick up on that in the future. About the quest for identity, about the desire to not look like your mother, not be your mother, separate, have some identity distinct and different from your mother, the desperation for it. So this whole, this idea spelled out a little bit there, not fully. Where are we? Oh boy, yeah, this tissue is helping a little bit, but I'm still slipping. Oh, jeez. Oh, hang on a second. Lost. Oh, here we go. So got it back. Where are we here? So yeah, once again, this is called a self-saboteur, internal saboteur, 5th column idea, threat within, something attacking you. What's attacking you? And you feel like some strange thing is attacking you. You don't realize it's your anger to your mother, which is a cry for love. Remember, anger is a cry for love. Anger is a cry for love. Keep that in mind. It's not a separate, distinct thing. It comes from the cry for love. Think of it as the word live and love. Live. Mother, I want to live in love. I want to live in love. Block, block. Imagine the letters live, crunching up, twist it around. Destructive, EVIL, destructive. Block, destructive on himself. Threat within. Poof, monster. This image of the monster, guy with the horns, okay, vampire squids, wicked queens and witches. Take your pick. Any entity that's a rage wants to go up. That's a picture for how the baby feels, what the baby needs. It's like a Picasso. Imagine a crying baby desperate, and make that quality, make a picture to represent that. That's your monster. That's your devils and all those characters. Okay, there's just symbols of the imaginal world inside. Been some fairy tales, different topsy-turvy, Alice in Wonderland world. Things, imaginal things represent the quality of what's going on inside. So mystic fairy tales reflect the inner life. Mystic fairy tales they reflect inner life. They reflect inner dynamics. So they're symbolic, they're not real, but we see it to point to something invisible that's real. Like for example, the emotion of shame. Baby feels shamed by all this. He's shaming himself, attacking himself, shaming himself, raging of shame. Okay, all that fiery stuff, okay, that's a burning, biting feeling called shame. So the storyteller is always, he's facing shame, what they call a hell. You gotta visit hell. What's facing shame? It means facing shame. So back to the fairy tale recently discovered, the Sudi's brother one, number 100 by Robert Bly, retold by, you have to go down. You have to go down and face all the fiery thing and face the shame and hold your shame, hold your feeling, stay with it, feel it, and then you get some gold after you reward it. So it's an image, I think, of holding your feelings, staying with your feelings. And he was told you can't do some distractive thing. You can't eat a cookie. You can't watch TV. You can't do something. You can stay with your feelings. Stay. And he had to stay with it. It was a practice like that. And then he got the gold, kind of. And then he married the princess and won the kingdom. He won the kingdom. So when you hold your feelings and you get your sense of self, feminine, princess, kingdom, sense of self. So you're conscious of your sense of self is the kingdom within, home within, within the princess of feeling, and so on. Inner gold, etc. How are we doing here? Yeah, I'm starting to, oh my God, if I do this in cold weather, it might freeze on me, right? Oh my God. The plastic wrapper for the phone is a great idea. It grips more easily. This method here, well, maybe I should buy like a plastic protector thing. I kind of like the lightness, the compactness and lightness of it. You know, kind of. I don't want to add all this weight to it. Now they got a new phone. A little camera pops up from your phone. Inside the phone, a little swivel, one of those cameras that follow you around. So if you're walking, it'll keep things even, right from your little hand phone. So I thought, like, if I'm walking on the shoreline and bouncing a bit, don't worry about the bopping effect, because the phone will match it and keep things even. I thought that was interesting. Right from a little hand phone, called what's it called again? The Honor robot phone. I just saw the ad for it. Looks interesting. Honor's a great phone company. I think they're the best ones. Honor and Huawei, they're excellent. My last phone was an Honor 8S. I bought it secondhand. I used it for over 6 years. 3 continents, dropped it 100 times, thousands of cracks and scratches. It held up. It took a lot. It took a no cover, no protector. It held up for over 6 years, and I can still actually use it, but it's got a little. I got to keep watching the battery and the storage and things like that. But yeah, and this is this what I'm holding here is considered a little similar. The Huawei, yeah. Honor used to be. Honor was a part of Huawei way back in the day. Now they're separate or something. And the Honor I bought before, I was using before, was when it was part of Huawei, right? So Huawei's excellent. Like this phone here is excellent. I just gotta get used to it. I gotta hold it properly. Okay. I'm not even sure what it means. Hua. I think that might be flower. What does the Wei mean? Flower or something? Is that right? Hua means flower, right? H-U-A in Chinese or Mandarin is flower. Not sure what the Wei means. Maybe flower something. Oh, the logo's a flower, right? So it has a flower motif or something. I'll look into it later. Oh, these guys are great. It's a good little phone, yeah. Okay. Where am I here? I gotta get. Hang in there. We're gonna continue with the list here. We were talking about David Cassidy, the Arrested Development, and then so you want your development back. So he said, I got to give up this addictions and this lifestyle. I got to find my sense of self. So he said he went to a shrink and helped him. I was curious to know who the shrink was, so I asked the AI, who was David Cassidy's shrink? Don't know. No reports. Nobody announced it. We don't know. Maybe he helped, but I'm curious about it because he passed away at the age of 67 due to alcoholism, apparently. So he wasn't fully analyzed. He wasn't fully analyzed. Maybe something worse would happen if he didn't do that. He said he was going down the path of Elvis Presley. He was terrified of Elvis Presley. What happened to him? So he maybe got some improvement. But he suffered from alcoholism, right? Maybe his personality is like very symbiotic. Like the girls, they're crazy about him because they imagine a oneness with him. Maybe they imagine if he's my boyfriend, let's say, it's like we're one, we're like twins or something. The twinship thing, we're one, because he doesn't show. He shows a willingness to blend. Like he shows a all-giving, sweet, soft voice, which represents the fusional. He sounds heavenly, right? He sounds soft and heavenly. Maybe girls think that's like symbolic missing breast mother, like he's standing in for the breast for these girls and they have fantasies, they faint, oh my god, you know, these kind of things. I'm not sure about that. I'm not totally sure about that. Okay. Are we gonna leave the first one here? It's like this in my soul today. You treat these letters, okay, these are as report cards. It's a report card. It's like this in your soul today. Often it includes something that from the day before, so you can notice that, like something happens in the day. Like, you know, yesterday I read the quotes. I read those quotes at the hotel. There were some good ones in there. Sure enough, something in there influenced a dream that I think I had. I got distracted. I couldn't write it down. Son of a gun. But I feel like what I read must have been spot on because it did trigger something to link to something else kind of. So I had a relatively positive dream last night because I read this stuff. You see, if you read stuff like this, it could bring up some good dream because you feel safer. It brings more to you when you feel safer, more insight, more knowledge. I know what's going on. Well, it'll release it to you. It'll give it to you, right? So when you don't know, they're bottled more pain and buried in the nightmare. If you have a basket, a container, like knowledge, understanding, now know. Oh, okay, it comes up to you. If you're too busy, then it buries it. Like David Cassidy, he didn't sleep much, he said, so he buried it, right? Then you have to drink to numb out. The drinking is a blissful regression. Drinking is a regression to make your body warm and space and blanked out or something. He's regressing, trying to synthetically create the oneness in the womb time or nursing time, trying to keep doing that because he's not. So the analysis he did wasn't complete. Whatever analysis he did, it didn't set it in for him to. Oh, what a nice little bird there. Yeah. Oh, that's a new one, yeah. Okay. The dream is myth. Dreams are not just wish. Oh, the battery. Hang on. I'm freaking out today with all this new stuff. 80. Oh, look at that. It says 80%. Okay, that is an issue then for me. Oh, so this built-in battery, I gotta plug this in. Then. Hopefully it works. Oh, son of a gun. I'm not even gonna get 2 hours of this thing. I wonder if I can buy a new battery for this. Okay, that's a disappointment. Here I am trying to get used to this new phone now. Now I realize the battery doesn't work. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't even fit. Oh, this doesn't belong to this. This doesn't belong to this. Oh, wait a minute. This thing has a built-in one. Hang on. Oh, but it's too short. I have the battery here. Yeah, I guess. Which one is it? This one. But it's too short, right? It's only this long. Oh my goodness. How am I gonna hold this thing? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Hold on a sec. Okay, I got this clunker of a battery, but there's not much length to it. I do it like this. Oh, that's a pity. Okay, I gotta see if I can get a new battery. Let's see, it doesn't work. Is it charging? Is it on? Is it even on? My goodness. Oh, what a pity. Okay, this video, I might do it in 2 parts. I'll go back to my old phone, and this will just be a part 1 then. Let's see. There's the battery. 79. No, it's not charging. It's not even charging. I don't see any kind of light. What about now? Oh, what a pity. It's too good to be true, eh? $20 phone, whatever it was. Where's the battery marker? Oh, it says 80. Hey, wait a minute. If I just buy an extension for this, if I just buy a cord, if that's the case, but that means I don't have the built-in battery. It's the same like the old phone. Let's see. 80%. Son of a gun. I was celebrating too earlier. That's why I'm a little prepared for this transition. I gotta make the transition to new phone because my Honor 8S is really, it's giving me great mileage. Unbelievable. 3 continents. How many? I don't know. 5,000 videos. I forgot. Okay. Let's do the second one here. Okay, let's do the second one here. The internal mother. What does that mean? The internal mother. A safe inner space. Now, if it's missing, the person feels lost in space. Oh, I see. Okay, you're meant to have a memory of mother loving you. A good mother inside. So-called good object, right? Called the soothing interject, the holding interject, the internalized good mother. The memory that mother loved you, saw you, soothed you, wired it, it's a part of you. You do that for yourself. Mother saw you, accepted you, was soulfully accepting of you. You're soulfully accepting of yourself. You need this good mother mind in your mind. You need a good mother in your mind. It's yours, and then you're good to yourself. If others good to you, wired in, human connections lead to neural connections. Then it'll be wired in, you'll be good to yourself. You'll see yourself, you'll accept it. Mother accepts you, you'll accept yourself. Mother soothes you, you'll soothe yourself. Mother sees you, likewise. So that's what you normally are, the internal mother, which becomes an internal interjected object, a part of you. So you don't say mother anymore, you just say it's a part of you. So this is, what they're saying is, if that's missing, something's missing. You feel lost in space, maybe. So the baby has no mother, he's drifting, lost. Where am I? Disassociated. Let's do the next one. Anxiety comes from a fear. Okay, so okay, we're talking about the most primal anxiety when the baby's traumatized. It says here, a fear of falling into a bottomless pit of non-being, the void. This is existential anxiety, annihilation anxiety, this void, emptiness. So any kind of nightmare of falling, maybe it might be like that, or somebody said. So he calls it the void here, the void. Anxiety comes from a fear of falling to a bottomless pit of non-being. There's no sense of self. See, that's why we have a false self. The false self structures us. We hold the false self for dear life, because otherwise you'd feel this non-being, this hollow emptiness, right? So we hold on to a false self, pseudo self, as if self, fake self, social mask, persona. It's fake and all that. It's an armor and all that. It's not real and all that. I always feel like an imposter or something. But it's something worse would happen if you didn't have it, right? So if anybody looks fake or something worse would happen. They think they don't have a sense of self. So want to get back your sense of self. It's waiting for you. Your vital self is waiting for you. It's exiled, but it's waiting for you. It wants to come back. How's the battery? Let's see. It's still at 80. It's just sitting at 80. Oh, what a pity. So these old phones, they're not too good with the battery. Maybe nowadays it's different, right? But these old phones, 2016, 17, I'm not even sure what year this is. But it's got storage. It says 64. Did I get that right? 64 gigabytes. So storage is going to be good. Or even if I do get a new battery, is it still just limited to 2 hours or something, whatever it is? Okay, sorry, I'm taking these detours here. Okay, let's do the next one here. The reason we do either or thinking, psychic splitting, is because the mind wants to protect the fantasy bond and separate and protect it from the memory the mother's hurting you, which is your rage of your mother attacking yourself. You want to preserve the goodness of your mother because you need a good mother. The baby's gotta believe mother loves them. Mother's all good, goddess, mother's, you've gotta preserve that. The reality of her, the rejection and shame and all that mess with her, separate psychic bin. So now it's either or. You keep it separate. So that's to protect the hope for mother, the hope for goodness. Now if that's missing, you put an ideal, perfect version of yourself to fill in for that, because that means you would win mother's love if you were perfect. So that's the idea about the perfection, addiction to perfectionism. Miss Woodward's book, I think. Next one here, projective identification, putting a bad feeling into another person so they feel it for you. That's the briefest, most concise definition of this. Okay. Some feeling you don't want, you hope someone else feels it for you. It's also considered a communication. Hey buddy, I feel sad. I'm gonna make you feel sad so you know I feel sad. Do you feel sad? Yeah, I feel sad. Communication. Or I don't want to feel sad. You just feel sad on my behalf and I don't want to feel it. Oh, you want me to hold your sadness for you? Yeah. Well, I'll share it with you, and then we'll be with you, things like that. Well, I don't want to know, and you just feel it, and I don't ever want to feel it. So you play the role of somebody who's always sad and never have to feel it. That's called projective identification. You project your sadness on somebody, make them identify, make them believe it's theirs. It's not yours. So, who was it? Mark Wolin said, a lot of people feel stuff. Is that your feeling or one of your parents' feelings? You may have identified with that because they wanted you to feel that. They put that in you and they want you to accept. That's not even really your feeling. So if you're feeling unpleasant stuff, chances are, if you ask yourself, which parent feels what I think I'm feeling? Oh my God, my father feels, my mother feels that. That's their feeling. They put it into me, so that's not really even your feeling. They induced it into you and you think it's your feeling, but it's really more about how they wanted you to feel it and they coaxed you and conditioned you to feel it so they don't feel it in themselves. Projective identification, putting a bad feeling to another person so they don't feel it for you. So think about the mother who's can't accept her feelings. She can do that to the kid. It's called scapegoating. She'll scapegoat the kid. All right, baby, you feel helpless and powerless and defective, and then I don't feel those things in myself. You feel shame, you feel wounded and all that, and I want you to believe that about yourself. Yes, mother. And he thinks it's his feeling. No, that was all manufactured. Like a projective identification, putting a bad feeling into another person so they feel it for you. This one, it says here, the majestic object. Seeing a parent as a giant, godlike figure who could do no wrong. Okay, this is the omnipotent other idea. So this is, again, the fantasy. The baby must believe mother loves him. Grand, powerful goddess loves him. He calls it the majestic object. Some great, powerful thing loves you, sees you, knows you, all there for you, reliable. You can be unconditional, stuff like that. Oh, but how about now? What's the battery now? Oh, it just sits there at 80. It doesn't move one way or the other if I keep this in. I can't believe it. So even at 93, it just quickly dropped. It's a brick holding this battery. It's a total brick. It's a heavy kind of thing. It says here what is that? 20,000 MAP or something. Another one of these outdated things that are now on sale. I think sometimes I see myself as needing repairs, so I'll buy old broken things, thinking if I can fix it, maybe I'm fixing myself. You know? Positive magic gesture, fantasy idea. Next one here, the alienated ego. A part of the self that feels like a stranger in its own body. So part of you, your exiled soul, has a bit of a mind of its own. So your soul has a bit of a mind of its own. That mind of your denied soul, okay, it feels, where do I belong? I'm a stranger or something. So different parts of yourself. See, all those characters in the fairy tale have their own minds, right? So every part of you that's denied, you can metaphorically say it has like a motivation or a thing to do, like a little mind of its own, like that. Adhesive identification, sticking to another person because you have no separate identity. Yeah, I don't use this one too much. Adhesive, that sticky idea, the tar pit of a negative symbiosis. So if those girls, if those screaming girls didn't really get a proper oneness with the mother, bottle fed, schedule fed, force feeding, all that, didn't get a proper symbiotic blissful oneness. And if he maybe had that, maybe David Cassidy had that with his mother, let's say, and he's still there, like he's frozen there, didn't get out of it in the bubble like that. So he's giving off that vibe that, dear girls, you could be me and I'll be that mother, and we'll recreate the symbiosis that I had. You didn't have it, I have it. So he's selling symbiosis. Remember, symbiosis is the delirious euphoria. Garden de Shambhala. All these girls say, I'm mad in love with him. I'm obsessed about him. I'm addicted to him. They say they have this, what they call limerence. They think about him, they obsess about him, they wait all day to see his concert, things like that. The girls are crazy about the guy, right? And their bedrooms are full of posters and their pencil cases and lunch boxes had his photo everywhere. All the girls are obsessed about him. So this is maybe a lot of these teenage girl fans had this issue of unmet symbiosis, unmet fusion, constant craving, constant yearning, constant craving. Okay, so sticking or clinging or gluing to another person because you don't have your sense of self. You don't have your sense of self. So the baby has this adhesiveness, this symbiotic fusion, Garden of Shambhala, Shangri-La, Nirvana, Paradise, Utopia. Okay, this blissful symbiotic self-object fusion, merging, adhesive fusion, sticky, right? So one, blissful one. You need that to go through its normal course up until 18 months. Then you differentiate a sense of self. After, if that's crashed before that, you keep looking for it. Now here's a theory. So what if the pop guy, the pop star guy, maybe had that, because he looks a lot like the mother. If you see his mother, Miss Ward, right, Evelyn Ward, and they look very similar. Right? Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That's not an issue. They look similar. Right? I'm just guessing. What is the appeal really? Right? it seems more, the vibe about him is more dreamy like that, right? Like there's more of a dreamy quality with him, right? So maybe he's still kind of experiencing in his unconscious that fusion with the mother that he had. And he's kind of frozen there. Goes on stage, he sends that vibe of fusion. And girls who didn't get fusion, they want to fuse with him. They think he's the good breast. They're all clamoring. They wait, the 70,000 screaming girls, the stadium waiting for whatever, so they can fantasize about being adhesively fused like that. So when real needs are not met, you aggressively, it's called constant craving, constant yearning, love hunger, love starvation, love yearning, love craving, right? So the love that's needed is the fusion. Okay, so maybe a guy with a symbiotic kind of personality like that, a symbiotic vibe like that, okay? Now if he's alcoholic, that'll be a clue because he's looking for mother himself. The alcoholic's looking for mother himself. That's for him, on his end. So he's got two things going on, I guess. He has the memory of being in it, but he didn't get out of it. So maybe it's like he had some symbiosis, but not enough to get out of it. And the girls maybe got none of it, and they're very hardened, cynical kind of characters, right? Maybe some of them. You know, if you look at the documentary, some of the ladies they interviewed, they were like pedantic, rigid, OCD, control freak, shouting. So they're very defensive. They didn't get loved at all. Some of these girls, like the ones they interviewed that I saw, were harsh, tense, extremely tense, pedantic, the way they talked and their harsh barking tone, like how important I am. I'm telling you this thing, and you admire me. Like they had a real intense narcissistic quality about it. So okay. There's a lot of documentaries about him. I didn't know. I missed the whole thing as growing up. I was oblivious to that whole scene with Mr. Cassie. I heard his name, but I didn't. We heard the song, I think, I Love You a million times. But other than that, I didn't even know they had other songs. I didn't hear all those other good hits. One of those nights, turn out. Yes, one of those days, turn out. I woke up and love this one. That's a great. My favorite one, I think, is One of Those Days, turn out. Yes, Lord. One of Those Dreams. Is season 1, episode 22. Is that the one at the bus? Is that the one? No, I forgot which one. One of those hits from the Partridge Family. It's like a perfect pop song. It's really a delightful song. Okay. Adhesive identification, sticking to another person because you have no separate identity. So this is a symbiotic need. You're still trying to get the oneness and the fusion. Our next one here, the chosen trauma. Holding on to an old family pain to keep a sense of belonging. Okay. So you can't, okay, so this is the ties that bind. You associate the trauma with your mother, with the mother, so you have the mother because you keep the trauma. If you heal from the trauma, you separate the mother. This is the whole therapy idea. The lost twin. Feeling that a part of yourself died before you were born. Interesting. Okay, the lost twin. Feeling that a part of yourself died before you were born. Okay, so you can describe it as your sense of self is missing. That's your twin. You'd be one. You'd have yourself. You'd feel like a shell, something missing. That's your twin idea because you're one. And babies do have a oneness, twinship. The constant, back to constant craving, David Cat, they want a oneness, they want a fusional twin. You're my twin, you're my soulmate, stuff like that. That's the oneness idea, the twinship idea. Phantom breast. I haven't read all these yet, actually. I just found them this morning quickly. I'm sometimes a little improv. You see me stumbling a little bit because sometimes I don't get a chance to fully prepare. Okay, the phantom breast. That's a good one. The phantom breast. We have one by the phantom placenta. That's a key one by Lloyd Demas, phantom placenta. That's an interesting topic about that. A lot of the New Age movement is about the phantom placenta. Imagine a cord. Okay, remember the baby with the placenta, okay, and the cord like that, the connection. While the baby's connected to the placenta, which comes to the mother, placenta, mother's cord, it's all like one system. The placenta, it's kind of like the first mother or something. It's like the prototype of the breast to follow later on, right? So before the phantom breast, you got the phantom placenta before that in the womb trauma. So Damas is the same. You got the phantom. If there's birth trauma, you imagine a phantom. I found your placenta or planet placenta. So now what's the relationship? What's the relationship? When real is or not, man, you look for it. So New Age people, I found it. It's in the sky, on the planet. Now what does the placenta do for the baby? It gives all the good through the center vein. All the nutrition, nutrients, oxygen, food, everything the baby needs is supplied. He receives, okay, he gets all the good like that. All the waste sent up to the other vein. Remember the 3 veins, right? 1 straight down, 2 that helixly spiral up to the placenta, from the baby to the mother, and then from the mother down into the baby. So 1 down, 2 up. Okay, just think about the medical profession, the staff and the 2 snakes image. They base it on that apparently. Apparently the whole medical profession bases the symbol of their entire profession on that symbol of the cord and the veins like that, of the 3 veins, because it's health, it's complete cycling. So they want to have your return to natural flowing. So they associate health, the baby in this dynamic in the womb, it's very healthy flow, right? So they take that as a symbol of the health. We want to give you health again, restore your health again. So they would be inspired by that symbol to have some kind of cycling. So if that's failed, right, you want something to give you all the good, and you send the waste. Think about narcissism. Think about narc. They expect the good, entitlement complex. Okay, they have a sense of victimhood and entitlement. The world owes them a living mentality. They can send the waste, they can send the hate, they can send unconditional. You got to give me unconditional love, and I can send you unconditional hate, and you give me unconditional love. The people with trauma before 18 months are kind of in that mode. So if the trauma is before, in the womb, you say phantom placenta. If it's after the birth, biological, with the phantom breast. The phantom breast, craving, being fed that never felt real or complete. You're craving something that was never complete. You're craving mother that was never there, or never real, or never complete. This whole issue of the phantom. Yeah, it's a missing. Craving a mother never felt, or never fully felt, or never real, or something like that. Phantom breast, yeah. So that's an interesting theory about religion being a phantom. Now the problem with this also is we're plundering the planet. You see, we can turn to the planet as phantom placenta. So we siphon, get all the good for the resource, and title, gimme. So we short sell the planet, greedily eat up the planet, devour the planet, because receive, send the waste, pollute. Yeah, don't care, who cares? I don't care. I'm entitled to pollute and receive all the good. Get all the good from the planet and dump all the planet. So we're eating up the planet as fast as we can, and we pollute, and typically don't care. Now I see all the problems with the environment. How's the matter? I would have pity that I'm back to this. I don't want to waste too much time fussing with the phone issue. I want to focus on the quotes here. What does it say? 78. Oh, no, it is draining. Even with this on, it's still draining. Oh my goodness. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, okay, I'm a little disappointed. Okay. On second thought, this is 1 hour past, right? So, okay, maybe there's enough battery. If I can at least get 2 hours, I'll just leave it then for that. That's based on it being plugged in, right? So it's still draining even while it's plugged in. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Is it 2 hours? Yeah, it's hot at the back, right? Is that like a normal hot, or is it the battery problem hot? I had this problem with the battery heating up. Okay. Now maybe I'll go back to my regular phone to get a new one finally. The reason I'm stubborn because I like the small compact size. Like the Honor 8S is like a mini phone, like a kid's. It's a starter budget phone, very simple like that. It's light as a feather, compact, light as a feather, very thin, very light, plastic. It's a perfect phone, really a perfect phone. It's called a kid's phone. You can't do much with it, but just to film, and scroll or watch. The mic is good, the speakers are good, the mic is good, the camera's good. It was a perfect little phone. Don't expect to do major things, but just if you just want to make a simple video, it's perfect. I was hoping this would be comparable, but maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna ask the shop if they can get me a new battery for this. Maybe it'll work. Okay, lost. We finished with the phantom press. Oh, think about all the plastic surgery here. Maybe they're saying they didn't get mother's love. Let me put some silicone on me, and maybe that'll be a fantasy of mother's breath. I don't know. Next one here, the false self shield. Okay, the persona, false self, pseudo self, as if self, fake self. Okay, this is a fake personality, and it functions as an armor. All right, next one, primal shock, an early jolt to the infant that stops normal emotional growth. Yeah, okay, this is called birth trauma. Any kind of developmental trauma, arrested developmental trauma, the relational trauma, weaning trauma, ambient trauma, weaning trauma, betrayal trauma, any of these kind of these are primal shocks. It's a jolt to the baby and things freeze inside. It stops normal emotional growth. The pin in the metaphor, the pin goes in a collar, okay? And then under the collar, the metaphor means that under the collar, the emotional body is no longer alive. It goes flat. The jargon is flat affect. In ancient Greece, they called that athymolexia. What are my feelings? I've got no feelings. I've got words, but I've got no feelings from my words. I can't link my feelings to the words. You got this airy quality. Nowadays, people say alexithymia. Well, I have feelings, but I've got no words for them. I'll take your pick. No words for your feelings, or no feelings for your words. Okay, fear of feelings, dysfunctional feeling system, affect phobia, feeling phobia like that. So, and it's the quality of our feelings that determines the quality of our life. I feel that if I am, this whole issue. All right. The eternal infant, a part of the adult mind that refuses to grow up or face time. Yeah, I heard that. He said that. David Cassidy, I saw it. He said in an interview I saw this morning, I saw part of it. He referred to himself as a Peter Pan. He called himself a Peter Pan. Like he's flying around, he's constantly on airplanes flying around, non-stop. The guy was non-stop. Like he was literally he only stopped when he crashed, like something crashed him, like got drunk and fell down or something. He was a Peter Pan. He called himself a Peter Pan. The eternal infant, the eternal boy, called the puer syndrome, flying boy. So this is refusal to grow up or admit mortality. But he did face it. He did face it. He said something in him crashed it all, and he saw the shrink at age 24 or something. Okay, magical thinking. He calls magical thinking the omnipotent controller. Believing your thoughts can control reality or stop bad things. Okay. So this is the idea, like you think your thoughts can make things happen or make a little gesture, and something can happen. You know, babies have this idea. So that's why they feel so responsible. They thought something, they wish that maybe it happened. Did they create it? Magical thinking, omnipotent controller. You see remnants of this in things like lotteries and gambling. Yeah, I'm gonna say these magic words and I'm gonna make these little gestures. I mean, first of all, you feel important, right? When you do these things, you feel like I'm gonna make this happen. Yeah. And then you indulge in a fantasy that you're powerful, a little king and a god. But you're doing it, of course, it's gonna be rejected. Okay, going to the slot machine and saying some abracadabra, click, rejected, out. But the whole process is familiar. You reach for mother's love, rejected. So you go find a symbol of mother. The cold slot machine is a symbol of the cold, refusing, unavailable, emotionally neglectful, emotionally absent mother. Cold like that. You reach for her, rejected. Of course you go to a slot machine, rejected. But there's a blinking lights, hope. Just like mother was hope. So you do this exercise to know the past. We repeat to know the story. We don't know the story. So all these people at the slot machine, they're meant to say, hold the phone here. Am I all excited and then getting rejected. Is this some kind of way that for me to know that what happened in the originally? Am I recreating? Is my puppet master making me do this to make me conscious of what happened in the past? Just curious. Sorry, let me check the phone again. Oh, when you try to see the battery thing, it doesn't easily. Oh, we're at 77. So I'm holding this brick on my knee here. Okay. I've got to make the transition to the new phone, so this is a learning process. So that's okay. We're always learning. Nope. All right. The desolated landscape. The desolated landscape. Okay, so I've got a sense of the speed of the drainage of the battle. Let me unplug this brick, because maybe it doesn't make a difference anymore. Let's see. Okay, let me unplug the brick. Oh, that's better. Let me unplug this. Maybe it'll drain quicker, huh? Okay. The desolated landscape. An inner world looks dry and empty. Okay, so you feel, obviously, flat affect feels like a desert. It's a similar idea. Okay. The internal saboteur, yeah. The voice inside that ruins your success on purpose. It's protecting them, doing it on purpose. You can't handle happiness. You're stepping outside the box. You're gonna feel all the pain. That box is your shelter. That's what you know. That's your tie to the mother. That's your hope with the mother. Something worse that you're not ready. So it'll sabotage your success. Only when you admit mother hurt you, then you're free from it. You can liberate yourself, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Only when you admit it. If you're not aware of it, you're gonna get stuck there. Okay? So play the song Self-Saboteur by the band Delirium. Can't you see, can't you see, can't you see? You it's within. You are your own worst saboteur. The split off genius, hiding your true smarts so people won't hurt you. Okay. So the baby showed his gold, mother hurt him. Better hide it. Don't tell anybody something good. That's hiding the gold idea. The silent scream, the munch painting. The silent scream, pain that is too deep for words, trapped in the body. Yeah. The most, I heard somebody say that the most, maybe it's I don't know the full story, but that munch painting, somebody paid tens of millions of dollars for that. That's a simple little sketch of the guy screaming. Silent scream. Pain that is too deep for words, trapped in the body. So the idea would be, you see the silent scream painting, it's a terrifying image, of course, but that's like, you couldn't scream, it's a silent scream, silent name of the painting, silent scream. At least you're recognizing what's in you. You might feel some relief. Art is an outer reflection. It expresses for you, so you might feel some tension release on some level, I'm not sure. Or it might scare you at the same time, I don't know. The haunted mind. Oh, we have a song, The Haunted Heart. We forgot about that. By the band Alias, Haunted Heart. The haunted mind. Memories that act like ghosts walking through your thoughts. Memories that act like ghosts walking through your thoughts. The haunted mind. Yeah. So trauma gives you the feeling of feeling haunted. Haunted feelings, haunted thoughts, ghosts, memories. What happened? I don't know. Something happened. I don't know. Like a ghost. Like this idea. Frozen time. A moment of old trauma where the inner clock stops ticking. Yeah. So imagine the clock frozen. It doesn't tick anymore. The clock's alive, but it's working, but it's frozen. It just suspended, kind of frozen time. So there's no time in the outcome. There's no time in the unconscious. And there's a circuit there. You repeat symbolically the same loop again and again. It's the 45 metaphor. You recreate new versions, new editions of this thing, and you're hoping magically it'll actually be mother in the past, and you'll resume development, and be unfrozen and resume development. But there is time. Reality check. Nobody in the present is your mother that passed. Reality check doesn't work. So you're aware of the positive attention that in trauma we repeat, trying to get out of the thing. So if you're aware of it, you can do so. If you're not aware of it, you're blindly repeating. The blind spot of faith. The blind spot of faith. Believing in safety where there's only danger. Oh my goodness. The blind spot of faith. Believing in safety when there's only danger. You're too naive or something. The blind spot of faith. Okay, let's take that one. I'm not too clear on that one. The fragile container. The fragile container. A mind that feels too weak to hold its own feelings. Okay. Yeah. You want to build your ability to hold your feelings. So you want to build a container. Okay. Psychoanalysis looks for an egg in a basket that's missing. You want the egg, the feelings, you need a basket. You gotta weave a basket. Oh, somebody's staring at me. Oh, things are getting busier here. Let me change my let me discreetly block my view in front of me. Can I do like that? Is that gonna work? All right. Let's try like this. The fragile container. A mind that feels too weak to hold its own feelings. Your feelings won't come to you if you can't hold it. The shattered mirror. Looking at yourself and seeing only pieces. Yeah. Common image for trauma is the shattered mirror idea. Fragmented can't link. Okay, the toxic gift. Love from a mother that feels like a trap or a debt. Yeah. So this is in order to connect with your mother, you gotta be guilty to her, owe her, debt to her, you do to her because she wants you to fix her. Do, debt. That's toxic. That's the endless fall. The feeling of dropping through space with no ground below. The endless fall. That's similar to the void one, right? So if you stop your defense mechanism, the reason people don't want to talk about their feelings or go to therapy is because you're going to face this emptiness because there's no sense of self there. Now that's why you have somebody there to remind you you're in the present, you're okay, and your sense of self will come back to you. That's the phoenix idea, the firebird idea, the orbs and inside out. Okay, the apprehension, the catharsis, it comes back to you. Feel alive again. Pin pops up. Healing does take place. Odysseus does get home. Snow White does come back. Rapunzel does come back. When Rapunzel comes back to the kingdom, the castle, that means your feelings are in the body. It does happen, right? The dead mother archetype. A mother who is physically there, but dead inside, leaving the child empty. Yeah, this is that Andre Green, right? I don't use this phrase, the dead mother idea, but here it is here. The mother who, so you have a mother, but she's just vacant and absent and doesn't see you. So you internalize a mother who never sees you. That's the dead mother in your mind kind of thing. Ugh. The next one here. The internal refugee. A part of you that had to run away from your own feelings. A part of you that had to run away from your. So if you feel like a refugee inside, like an emotional refugee. I'll play the song Refugee. You don't have to live like an emotional refugee. Tom Petty, he's not talking about that. He's talking about literal refugees, but we can borrow it for like feeling like an emotional refugee. You have to run away from your feelings. So you're lost. I'm running, I have no home. Your feelings are your home. Remember, your feelings are your home, but you got to run away from your feelings. So you're a refugee. You can't accept your feelings. The magic boundary. Imagining a shield of light that keeps bad people out. Oh, let's take that out. Oh. Okay, maybe as a fantasy exercise, you create a boundary of protective light around you. The unlived life. Oh, we hear this a lot. The unlived life. You see, as I'm reading this, some of these will be taken out, so I'm editing as we go along here. The unlived life. Mourning the person you were supposed to be before you got her. Okay, that's a good one-liner, yeah. It's a very common idea at midlife. I feel like I'm living the unlived life. Life is on hold. Life is passing me by. The provisional life. When does life begin? Some kind of unlived life. Okay, so that's the task of midlife, to mourn the person you were supposed to be, who you would have been had you been properly loved. That's all that's lost. You missed out. The first half of life, you weren't there. You weren't who you were meant to be. This can take place at any age. Okay, the moral defense, the blind faith in bad object, internal object. Loving the person who hurts you because you fear being alone. Yeah. So the baby can't be alone. He's got to love Stockholm. He's got to love the mother who hurts him, denies that mother hurts him. Fantasy bond, she loves him. Blind faith in this woman who's hurting him because it'd be worse. The sovereign ego, the rare state of being true to your own deep center. Okay, so the part of your mind, okay, that's connected to your true self. The eclipse of the soul. Oh, eclipse. Total eclipse of the heart. The eclipse of the soul, the eclipse of the soul. When heavy sorrow blocks out your inner light. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's like the blanket idea. When sadness blocks out your inner light, we may call this the eclipse of the soul. All right. Split off joy. Being afraid to laugh because happiness feels dangerous. Okay. The eternal waiting. Someday. The eternal waiting. Sitting still for years, waiting for life to start. Oh, when does life begin? Same idea. Provisional living. Because no time, waiting, no time, right? When does life begin? Part of this is you got to give up the fantasy of getting the perfect mother in the past via somebody in the present being perfect to represent the mother you should have received in the past. You got to give up this fantasy. And in the pipeline, we'll have some quotes on that topic. I just found this morning. The shattered timeline, past, present, and future crashing into one messy pile. Okay, yeah, confusion with time. Yeah. See, in the dream world, the unconscious world, there's no time. But in your regular waking life, you may also have little confusions about this. The armor of stupidity. The armor of stupidity. Playing dumb so the world will leave you alone. We can call that's okay. We can put this in the category of passive aggressiveness, right? You want to be left alone, you're angry, so you play dumb, people leave you alone, so you don't cooperate. The stolen face, copying someone else's looks and moves because you lost your own. Oh, guys, take that. Oh, that's ridiculous. Let's take that one out. That's not too clear. The endless labyrinth. Getting lost in thoughts that go round and around. Okay. Labyrinth means unconscious. And you want to face the Minotaur. Okay, that's your own anger at your mother. You need the thread. But they're using it in a different way. They're using it like obsessive thinking, rumination. Yeah, let's take that out. All right. The false horizon, hoping for a future that is just a painted wall. Okay. This could be looking for the perfect one. False horizon. Well, it's just a dream, a painted wall. It's not a real thing. The broken bridge. The gap between how you feel and what you say. There's meant to be a link between how you feel and what you say. If there's a gap there, that's called the broken bridge. All right. The tyranny of the ideal. Karen Horney has the tyranny of the shoulds, right? The tyranny of the ideal, the tyranny of perfection. Hating yourself because you're not a saint. Oh, I see. The shadow dancer, moving through life only through other people's actions. Moving through life only through other people's actions. That's not too clear either, right? The stolen voice, whispering. These are AI. Sorry, I forgot to say at the beginning. These are AI generated. I prompted AI for short insights, and it gave me this. battery. Let's see. Is it draining? Look at that, 68. So it does make a difference. So I should plug this back in. So if I keep this plugged in, it drains more slowly. It was at 80 before, right? It drains more quickly without this, so it does make a difference. Okay, let me plug this back in. You'd think this massive brick would be able to power this little phone, right? Maybe I'm looking for unexpected surprises, you know, like you get something for $20 and it works really well. Oh, that's fun. Reality. It's ironic because you'd think these smaller phones would be a prized item, right? People don't want them, it seems. The stolen voice, whispering because you feel you have no right to be heard. Oh, you voicelessness, the stolen voice. So you're afraid of speaking clearly and speaking up, kind of thing, because your mother said, "You, who do you think you are? You can't say that to me." Okay, I'll be quiet about it. Voices carry. Play the song "Voices Carry" by the band Till Tuesday. The secret grave, burying a part of your childhood and visiting it at night. Okay, so either you're sleeping, does he mean before you sleep or while you're sleeping? Maybe while you're sleeping, you visit the secret grave. Maybe you're facing your trauma. Yeah, okay. The black box. The one person likened developmental trauma like a plane crash. Where's the black box? It tells you what happened, right? We don't know what happened. We're missing black box. Secret grave. The blind guide, following a broken part of your mind that leads you into trouble. The endless maze of guilt. Blaming yourself for things that were not your fault. Oh, huge one. Okay. Huge point about guilt, yeah. The baby's not guilty. Okay. But he's in pain. He feels defective, unlovable, unwanted. Mother says you gotta fix him. Criticizes himself, wanting mother's love. He's gotta get mother's love. He can't be perfect until he's criticizing himself. And this whole setup means if he is perfect and he can mother himself, then he can fix the mother her, then she'll love her. It's impossible. Endless maze of guilt. The labyrinth of the guilt complex. From the film, a line from the film Spellbound. There's a book, a fictional book entitled The Labyrinth of the Guilt Complex. Huge topic. Baby's not guilty. But he concludes that because he'd rather feel quote unquote bad or guilty or wrong or dead or sin. He'd rather do that, okay, and believe that mother's good than the opposite, that believe he's good, mother's bad. He can't do it. Babies cannot do it. Babies cannot believe they're good and mother's is doing all that. He can't make it. He's got to flip it. No, okay, I get it. I'll flip it. I'm in pain, so that means I'm bad, and mother must be good for my survival. At least that way, if I preserve the hope of either mother loving me or me being perfect to fix her and then she'll love me or something like that, I got a hope. I can keep trying. Relentless hope. So you keep on with this. So the relentless hope is based on repetition compulsion. Replay. One day, someday, you'll get mother's love. If I'm perfect or this. So you believe you're guilty. If you're guilty, it's a due, it's a debt, obligation for a crime you never committed. You're forever paying and owing endless compound interest and never work for something you never did wrong. The maze of guilt. Split off wisdom. The split off wisdom, knowing the answer deep down but refusing to look at it. The broken compass. The broken compass. Losing your sense of right and wrong after a big shock. Yeah. Yesterday we had that one, right? He doesn't know. He has no inner feelings to guide him. He has no sense of what his feelings are to guide him. The compass is broken. The phantom pain, hurting in your soul where the attachment with your mother was broken. The phantom pain. Okay, there's a pain with attachment trauma. You're numb to it, there's a phantom pain. Yeah, interesting. That's a new one. The phantom pain. Oops, hold on a second. This park is giving people lawn chairs. That's a new thing here with this park now. There's hundreds of lawn chairs out now. Yeah. Maybe I started something. I'm the first person to bring a portable lawn chair. Now I see a lot of maybe, I don't know. Maybe somebody got the idea. Man, oh man, I don't know why. I'm surprised you don't see people trying to sell these portable chairs. These are great little chairs. They get a lot. This one I have is excellent. Affordable, and it folds up into. You can easily carry it. Easily fits in your backpack, kind of thing. Those are folding chairs, beach chairs. Where are we here? The secret kingdom, ruling a fantasy land where you never get hurt. You inherit the kingdom. Okay, marry the princess, inherit the kingdom means you have a sense of self, embodiment, inner goal, vibrancy of your feelings, feminine, marriage. Okay. The totality of this inner life that you're aware of, that's your kingdom within. If that's all missing, you fantasize you're a ruler of a kingdom or something. You fantasize a symbolic dream version of what's missing. The broken mirror stage, never quite learning to love your own reflection. If mother didn't see you and mirror you, loved you, you have a problem in this area. The eternal return. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, this one I saw before. The eternal return. Repetition compulsion. Doing the same painful thing over and over to fix the past. The eternal return. You can't change the past. You can't fix the past. You don't even know what the past is, but you're just eternally repeating it. Sisyphus, hamster wheel, Klieglos, minus repetition. Again and again, Tantalus, and you're hoping to fix the past, undo the past, get the love that you should have received in the past, get mother's love in the past. The eternal. He calls it the eternal return. Yeah, interesting. The golden cage. The golden cage, living a safe, rich life that feels like a prison. Oh, I see. So wealthy people might have this, right? The golden cage. So you're surrounded by luxury, but you feel trapped, eh? That could be a trauma in the womb, right? Maybe you're transferring the pain in the womb onto the environment. It's coming up. The silent watcher, the part of you that sits on the roof and watches you cry. Oh, being your own caring witness, be observing yourself, called the silent watcher. So you want to observe yourself. The wild beast, anger that lives in the basement of your mind. Okay, so I don't know about this, in the one theory about in the dreams, a lot of these wild beasts in the dreams and nightmares, it's really your bottle of anger. The fragile thread hanging on to life by a single thin hope. Okay. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, this one I saw already. The lost key. Here's because we have this one about in the Iron John story, the soul is locked in a cage. Where's the key? Under mother's pillow. And she doesn't even know it. The lost key. Forgetting the memory that would make sense of it all and free you and get your soul back. The lost key. So once again, Iron John. Okay, so the embodiment was the wild man. The metaphor of your embodiment, the vitality, the vibrancy, the animal instinctual life, it all is the wild man guy. Long hair and all. Just a metaphor for that. Okay, he's in a cage. So you feel empty. Where is it? Where's my wild man? Where's my embodiment? Where's my feeling real and alive? Where's my emotional body? Well, he's the emotional body. Okay, now with it is the vibrancy of your feelings called the golden bulb. Animating quality like the sun radiance, warm hums radiance. with the body. I feel, therefore I am. I feel, golden ball, therefore I am, Iron John. They're both locked in a cage. So the story was, well, where's the key? How do I get it out? The key to getting for everything to make sense, this key is under mother's pillow. The metaphor means the mother used the boy or girl to meet her needs. The child had to exile the soul, lock it up for safekeeping. The secret knowledge is under mother's pillow, but she doesn't know it herself. So Blythe says, you can try and ask her, why'd you hurt me and I had to exile my soul? I want to be free from what happened. She doesn't know. In fact, it's a narcissistic injury. So if she has an armor of narcissism, she'll attack you for even asking. How dare you? Stuff like that. The lost key, forgetting the one memory that would make sense of it all. Childhood amnesia as well. The secret fire, a tiny spark of passion kept alive under the wet ash. The broken wing, feeling you can never fly or reach high goals. Oh. So trauma makes you feel like you have a broken wing, broken bird, but there's a secret fire. Need the key. Where's the key? The endless river, time flowing past while you stand frozen on the bank. The endless river, okay? Time flowing past while you stand frozen on the bank. Yeah, okay. That reminds me of the song "Et boule Parini" by the singer Zaz, called "Bedazzled by the Lights." The woman is on the subway platform. The trains are scooping along. They stop, they go, they stop. She's stunned. She can't get on the train. She sees the lights, bedazzled, like blurry. I see the lights on the subway trains, and she can't get on. She's frozen, immobilized. She's just stunned there. Life's passing her by, stunned, bedazzled. Et boule Parini. Bedazzled by the lights. Something like that. The endless river, time flowing past while you stand frozen on the bank. Et boule Parini. That's a great song, yeah. Should we play it? Take a break. How many do we have left here? Where are we here on this list? Oh, just a few more. Oh, we're almost done. Okay, let's finish this. The shadow puppet. The shadow puppet. The shadow puppet. Moving only when an outer force pulls your strings. Oh, okay. The inner puppet. Puppet master within. Oh, it's a shadow. Oh, I see. In your shadow self, your secret self, your repressed self, your double self functions like a puppet master. Shadow puppet. Oh, I see. So your strings are being pulled. Some people argue you never really have free will because your unconscious got so much pain, so much drive to get a better outcome, and that's the primary agenda, to feel safe with the mother. And that's all that's going on. Everything you're doing is based on this, called the grand design. Berger calls it this. So you think you have free will. It's little things. The bigger thing, the bigger motivation, unconscious motivation, is to get mother's love in the past. I.e., the secure attachment. Okay, and when babies have a secure attachment, they go through the developmental process and have their golden ball, the king within the princess, the marriage, the intermarriage, feel real alive, capacity, joy, interest. Okay, blue jay, blue bird. Apollo, empathy, warm relating, companion relating, present relating, and all the capacities and the gifts of the real self, the true self described. One version of it's by Masters and whatever mentors on the real self. Where are we here? The cracked bell. Speaking with a voice that sounds rough or broken. Oh. One quote recently was, when you're healed, there's more of a resonance in your voice. I don't have that. I have an airy kind of voice. Right? Now, we don't mean this booming, I want to control, angry. We don't mean those kind of booming voice. That's not it either. There's a different quality. So the voice changes when you can speak from the resonance of your vital self. There's a different voice like that. Now, I don't have it, obviously. You can hear my frightened childlike voice, maybe. I don't know. But the reaction, the rejection of it leads to the booming. So some of you have that kind of booming one. I think I just saw that clip with, on I just saw a clip with David Cassidy. He showed up on the feed that he was a guest in one of the episodes of an old crime drama called Ironside. That guy who plays it, Raymond Burr, the famous Perry Mason guy, his sequel episode was the wheelchair lawyer or whatever. He's got that booming, he's got that deep booming kind of voice. But that's not a violent. He's very empty. That guy's very hollow, very empty, but he's speaking from a deep booming kind of voice. So he's got a powerful, over commanding kind of voice, right? He makes him an extreme, violent, engulfing. See, I think that kind of tone of his has a very engulfing, demanding oral fixation. Now, I didn't know this, but he has an immense fear of women. Apparently, he has an immense phobia of women, and then so he's terrified. So he's so booming, like gobbling in rage like that. This booming might be like a gobbling in rage phenomenon, because the rage is too much fear and the rage. So I don't think, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think Raymond Burr, the actor, has that voice reflects the voice of the resonance of the body. I think he's empty inside personally, and that adds to it when I saw the comment that he doesn't marry women, right? He marries the other side, right? He bats for the other teammate. So he's an LGBT guy, right? He doesn't that kind of thing. So that I'm basing it on Burglar. I go to the clip by Edmund Burglar. We don't cover the LGBT topic, but he's an LGBT guy, and I'm trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together myself, right? So the quote we had about the voice coming from your resonant embodiment is different from a voice that's maybe a little high-pitched like mine, or the booming, emptiness, hollow, volcanic, gobbling kind of voice like Mr. Mason has, I think. So it would make him an intimidating lawyer, right? So he could sublimate that rageful voice as a lawyer, scaring people with this booming voice. And remember those rants? You did this and you come. He scared people all the time, right? There's a stamp of him. You can get a stamp of that guy. They put a stamp in Canada. There's a stamp. He's from Canada. There's a stamp, Perry Mason stamp. A lot of real interesting people they put on there. Mostly officers, many officers of the plunder system on there. Bruce Coburn, things like that. Although Bruce Coburn's interesting, he has some songs about the plunder system. If you want a good song about the pillage and the plunder system, check out the folk singer Bruce Coburn's song. Call it, okay, fill in the blank, underscore. It describes the plunders. It describes the pillage and the plunder. And maybe people liked it so much they made him an officer of the plunder system. So either he said, my song is against it. No, I think you're celebrating. I think you like it, don't you? So I don't know, either said, yeah, you're right. He's cynical, because he's kind of a religious fanatic a little bit. So that's a clue that he is part of the plunder system. Most religion is a Trojan horse or a tool or a branch or an arm of the pillage and plunder, right? So religion opened the door in the plunder, right? In the Odyssey. So a lot of people regard religion as a tool to pillage and plunder. Because religion keeps you infantile, right? Religion blocks healing. The purpose of religion is to prevent healing. You're traumatized at birth. Religion keeps you traumatized. Angry characters, bottled up. Okay? And then you say, bing, 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 bing. We want to plunder that place. So the people there, we want you to project your anger at the mother monster in your mind, to threaten your mind, your own threat, your own anger at your mother in your mind, a little scary image in them. We'll say, over there, something unknown. Bing, 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 unknown. Okay, play the opening to April Wine's song, Ooh, What a Night, the bell there. So the trigger, Pavlovian trigger. So people have an immense need to project and not feel the tension within. So they need desperately to believe something in the outside is a threat. They don't care. So that's the part of the pillage. If you want to plunder a place, just say that they're unknown to you. Oh, they're unknown, fine, good. It's mine, gobble. That's the defense against feeling the inner conflict. You create an outer conflict to not feel to feel the tension release of your inner conflict. You need outer conflicts. Many people want to feel the tension release from their own inner conflicts. Play the song Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. Got to look in the mirror like that. Okay, Self-Saboteur, Delirium, Can't You See, Can't You See, and so on, all the other songs. Oh, and when Rick Emmett sings Fight the Good Fight, he means this. He means this. An interesting overlap with that. He means this. He means look inside your head, look inside. Come on, that's the good fight. That's the courage. Your courage is the fear, and you want to face the fear of inner. If you project and blame, you're a coward. Like you're harmful and you're a coward. Fighting the good fight means look within. Rick Emmett explains it on stage because he doesn't want people to be confused, thinking he's advocating that, right? The broken crown. What's this? Giving up your grand dreams of being special. Oh, okay, that's a new one, huh? So you want to give up your infantile makeup. You want to give up your narcissism. He calls it the broken crown. Giving up your grand dreams of being a special, unique, etc. You remember the human family, earth family. Broken wing, endless river, shadow puppet, cracked bell. Oh, the bell. Secret garden. Growing soft feelings where no one can tramp on them. Oh, I see. That's clever. The secret garden, growing soft feelings where no one can tramp on. So you want a private secret garden like that. Oops, sorry. So that's it. Yeah, I could. This wouldn't be sustainable to carry this brick right at the like this to keep this thing going. Let's see, how's the battery now? 50%. Oh my God! Even with this plugged in, so it doesn't make a difference. I thought it made a difference. There's no light telling me if it's charging or not charging. I can't tell. Or is there? It says 56. What does it say? So if I had this plugged in, I can still get 2 hours, right? But who wants to carry this brick like this? Unless I get the extended cord. See, sometimes you pay a small fee. You buy a new cord, you can save the phone, right? Or sometimes it's the lemon and it just never. Sometimes it's a lemon and it doesn't. No matter what you do. The secret garden, growing soft feelings where no one can tramp on them. The heavy mask, a face made of clay that starts to dry and crack. Okay, let's take that one out. The blind leap, doing something wild just to see if you can land safely. Okay, so for what? Okay, just to see if you can land safely. Is that like wanting to feel alive in some way? Now let's take those two out. The silent snow, numbness that covers all the sharp rocks of memory. That's okay. The silent snow, numbness that covers all the sharp rocks of memory. That's okay. The broken crown, giving up your grand dreams of being special. All right. The iron wall, shutting out all new friends so you never lose them. What? Shutting out all new friends so you never lose them. So it's like a fantasy connection. I know you, but stay away, and I can always have a fantasy that you're always there. Is that it? That's not true. Let's take that one out. The empty throne, waiting for the true self to come back to and rule. No, that's okay. So we feel like our throne is empty. So our consciousness is not in touch with our sense of self. When you're consciously in touch with your sense of self, i.e. you resolve either or get to both and Princess Golden Ball, Kingdom Within, and it comes back. The final awakening, realizing the dream is over and the real work begins. Oh, I see. Does that fit? The final awakening. Okay, the real work begins when your false dream ends. It's the death of your old narcissistic way. It's the birth of new life. That's the awake. I see that the AI is a little confused. Let's take that one out. Okay, last one here. The transcendent peace. Finding calm right in the middle of the broken pieces. Finding calm, oh that's okay. Finding calm right in the middle of broken pieces. The transcendent peace. So just when you're scattered, just remember there is a calm in you. Just remember it's there. The plumb line, the anchor, stuff like that. Okay, let's see if this will read out here. Okay, some of these will be taken out, but how am I going to do this? Can I unplug this? What is it? Okay, let me unplug this. Or just, I'm curious to see how the recording is on this thing. I hold it like that. Okay, let me just hold it to the side. All right. Let me 1 second. Let me put it on the ground. Okay, it begins with the dream as myth. The dream as myth. Let's see. Where's the speaker on this? Which side is it on?
The dream is a myth. Dreams are not just wish fulfillments. They're personal myths that try to heal the soul. The internal mother, a safe inner space. If it is missing, the person feels lost in space. The terror of the void, anxiety comes from a fear of falling into a bottomless pit of non-being. Splitting as defense, the mind breaks apart to save the good parts from the bad parts. Projective identification, putting a bad feeling into another person so they feel it for you. The majestic object, seeing a parent as a giant godlike figure who can do no wrong. The alienated ego, a part of the self that feels like a stranger in its own body. The adhesive identification, sticking to another person because you have no separate identity. The chosen trauma, holding onto an old family pain to keep a sense of belonging. The lost twin, feeling that a part of yourself died before you were born. The phantom breast, craving a feeding that never felt real or complete. The false self-shield, using a fake personality like armor. The primal shock, an early jolt to the infant that stops normal emotional growth. The eternal infant, a part of the adult mind that refuses to grow up or face time. The omnipotent controller, believing your thoughts can control reality or stop bad things. The desolated landscape, an inner world that looks dead, dry, and empty. The internal saboteur, a voice inside that ruins your success on purpose. The split-off genius, hiding your true smarts so people will not hurt you. The silent scream, pain that is too deep for words, trapped in the body. The haunted mind, memories that act like ghosts walking through your thoughts. The frozen time, a moment of old trauma where the inner clock stops ticking. The blind spot of faith, believing in safety when there is only danger. The fragile container, a mind that feels too weak to hold its own feelings. The shattered mirror, looking at yourself and seeing only pieces. The poison gift, love from a parent that feels like a trap or a debt. The endless fall, the feeling of dropping through space with no ground below. The dead mother archetype, a mother who is physically there but dead inside, leaving the child empty. The split-off body, treating your physical form like an object you do not own. The internal refugee, a part of you that had to run away from your own feelings. The magic boundary, imagining a shield of light that keeps bad people away. The unlived life, mourning the person you were supposed to be before you got hurt. The blind faith in bad objects, loving the person who hurts you because you fear being alone. The sovereign ego, the rare state of being true to your own deep center. The eclipse of the soul, when heavy sorrow blocks out your inner light. The split-off joy, being afraid to laugh because happiness feels dangerous. The eternal waiting, sitting still for years waiting for a life to start. The shattered timeline, past, present, and future crashing into one messy pile. The armor of stupidity, playing dumb so the world will leave you alone. The stolen face, copying someone else's looks and moves because you lost your own. The endless labyrinth, getting lost in thoughts that go round and round. The false horizon, hoping for a future that is just a painted wall. The broken bridge, the gap between how you feel and what you say. The tyranny of the ideal, hating yourself because you are not a saint. The shadow dancer, moving through life only through other people's actions. The stolen voice, whispering because you feel you have no right to be heard. The bleeding memory, an old wound that opens up fresh every spring. The phantom lover, yearning for a partner who matches your dream mother. The secret grave, burying a part of your childhood and visiting it at night. The blind guide, following a broken part of your mind that leads you into trouble. The endless maze of guilt, blaming yourself for things that were not your fault. The split-off wisdom, knowing the answer deep down but refusing to look at it. The broken compass, losing your sense of right and wrong after a big shock. The phantom pain, hurting in your soul where an attachment was ripped out. The golden cage, living a safe, rich life that feels like a prison. The eternal return, doing the same painful thing over and over to fix the past. The split-off creator, hiding your art or ideas in a dark drawer. The silent watcher, the part of you that sits on the roof and watches you cry. The broken mirror stage, never quite learning to love your own reflection. The secret kingdom, ruling a fantasy land where you never get hurt. The wild beast, anger that lives in the basement of your mind. The fragile thread, hanging onto life by a single, thin hope. The lost key, forgetting the one memory that would make sense of it all. The secret fire, a tiny spark of passion kept alive under wet ash. The broken wing, feeling you can never fly or reach high goals. The endless river, time flowing past while you stand frozen on the bank. The shadow puppet, moving only when an outer force pulls your strings. The cracked bell, speaking with a voice that sounds rough and broken. The secret garden, growing soft feelings where no one can tramp on them. The heavy mask, a face made of clay that starts to dry and crack. The blind leap, doing something wild just to see if you can land safely. The silent snow, numbness that covers all the sharp rocks of memory. The broken crown, giving up your grand dreams of being special. The iron wall, shutting out all new friends so you never lose them. The empty throne, waiting for the true self to come back and rule. The final awakening, realizing the dream is over and the real work begins. The transcendent peace, finding calm right in the middle of the broken pieces.
AI Trung Quốc 3389.
Did you find 5? Did you find 5? So that was the mission. That was the mission for this. Are there 5 in here that battery check, hold on. 52. Let me try it without the brick for a while. Okay, that's now the second part of this video I was planning to do. I typed in frenzy. I asked the AI, tell me about Mr. Frenzy. I don't really know too much about Sandor Frenzy. And what I realize now is he's the guy that gives me the feeling that he's the original for healing the inner child, self-help ideas. Because what the AI said about him was, oh yeah, no, I don't do cold, shrink-like things. I do friendly things. I wanna be their mother, basically. So he tries. It failed. He's famous for realizing he can't do it. But it kind of like, but some of his, there's a little empathy. So some of the, I picked out the ones that have more of an empathy kind of side of it all. You spent your formative years acting as the emotional foundation for your parents, learning to read their moods before you could even name your own. Let those heavy adult keys drop from your hands. Okay, so so this is meant to be just comforting empathy kind of statements. You spent your formative years acting as the emotional foundation for your parents. A lot of parents feel a lot of safety and comfort by the presence of their children. They use their children as teddy bears for them. That's what he says here. You spent your formative years acting as the emotional foundation for your parents. Otherwise, they'd fight and divorce and break up. The kids comforted them. You learning to read their moods. You were learning to read their moods before you can even identify your own. So he doesn't know what he feels, right? For his survival, he's got to figure. So he's hypervigilant. What do you want? What do you want? Yeah. Let those heavy adult keys or responsibilities drop from your hands. Okay, next one. The tremor in your voice when you share your grief tells me your body is finally letting down its armor. Let the tears fall freely. They are not a mark of weakness, but the thawing of ancient, frozen rivers of sorrow that have waited decades. When you feel small, helpless, and unable to find adult words to describe your pain, we are not failing. We have simply arrived at the exact age where the original wound occurred. I see. So you can almost call frenzy like a grief counselor, right? Now, the sudden tightness in your throat as you mention your childhood home is your body speaking the words your mind was forced to bury. Your mind was forced to bury. The words pre-verbal went into the body. The cruel voice inside you that says you deserve bad things is an imitation of those who failed to cherish you. Oh, back to Mr. Cassidy's big hit, Cherish It. I wonder, that song of his called I'm a Clown. I'm a Peter Pan, I'm a fake, I'm a clown, right? He has a song, I'm a pretender, I'm a clown, right? Yeah, maybe he's talking about himself or his father, I'm not sure. One of those, or his stepfather, one of those. It's something about him or one of his fathers or stepfather, one of his stepfathers. How many stepfathers did he have? I don't know. No, just one. It's either I'm thinking it's either himself, the father, or the stepfather. That clown's not a great song, but and that his big hit is the Cherish one, right? This inner critic inside you that says you deserve bad things is an imitation of those who failed to cherish you. It makes complete sense that you feel an ache when watching parents carefully tender for their young in public. You are grieving the childhood you deserved but never received. I'm horrified. I have the opposite feeling. I'm shocked at the way mothers are handling their babies and the heads not even holding the neck properly, flopping, heads flopping. Shouldn't even be out so early with the babies like that. I rarely see tenderness to mothers and their babies. So it shouldn't be out anyways. It should be in the home anyways. But if you do see tenderness between a mother and a baby, it might bring some tears because you never had that. You fantasize the immense safety that you would have felt if you had that, and from the fantasy of safety, you tear up from all the tension of not having that love. To survive the emotional storms of your early caretakers, you learn to swallow your anger and blame yourself, believing that a bad child in a safe world was better than being an innocent child in an unstable world. Yeah, the moral defense, back to that. So the child would rather be considered bad, but the world is good, than the other way around. Oh, so, okay, let's do the battery thing. Is it already 40 years already? Look at that, 40 already. So I have to put the brick, I need the brick back. I'm gonna finish this video. Ah, son of a gun, so close, huh? So close. Maybe that's why they dumped the phone, the battery problem. Right? Otherwise, it's perfect. Otherwise, everything else is okay about it. As I can tell so far. Maybe they weren't able to get a new phone. Maybe